Here is every wager I placed at UFC 326. First off, I usually start by skipping some fights, but actually on this card, we are not skipping any fights. We found a wager on every single fight, so this should be an entertaining video. Hopefully we make mountains. Let's get into the wagers. Next fight we got a wager on is Rafael Tobias taking on Diyar Nurgozhay, and I just simply don't think Rafael Tobias has good striking whatsoever. His takedowns are okay, but Diyar, if there's one thing we can say about him, is that he has 100% takedown defense. He's been submitted twice in the UFC, but that's only because he got knocked down in one of them, and then the other one, he's the one that shot the takedown. So if Diyar is keeping this standing, keeping this at range, only entertaining the striking, Diyar should win this fight. I'm anticipating a later round knockout. I don't think Tobias is very good whatsoever on the feet, so for those reasons, give me Diyar Nurgozhay on the money line. I think he's like plus 150. It's been dropping the entire week. It was plus 185 when I first broke this down. As you can see, the sharp money is listening to my takes. I like Diyar to win this inside the distance. I'm going with the money line. Next fight we got a wager on is Sumudaerji taking on Jesus Aguilar, and in this one, I think Sumudaerji is just going to simply reach Mog Jesus Aguilar. 10 inches of reach. The guy is supremely large. Don't understand how Jesus Aguilar wins this one. His takedowns aren't really that good. I don't see how this fight even gets to the ground, which is Aguilar's only real way to win. So for 3 straight rounds, I anticipate Sumudaerji to simply just keep this at range, pepper Jesus Aguilar, and win a decision. So for that reason, I'm going with 1 unit on Sumudaerji by decision, plus 130. He has some KO power, I guess. Most of his wins are by KO. But in recent fights, back-to-back decision wins for Sumudaerji. He's fighting much differently, much more patiently, and if he does that against Aguilar, I think this goes to the scorecards, and I don't see Aguilar winning a decision if that were to happen. Next fight we got a wager on is Cody Durden taking on Nyamjargal Tumendemberel, and in this one, I can't trust Cody Durden. Straight up, just cannot trust him. Guy's got 9 losses, multiple KO losses, multiple submission losses, multiple decision losses, and even in fights where he's winning, he nearly gets submitted, like against Jake Hadley, who almost got him in a triangle. He also got submitted by Jimmy Flick from a flying triangle, so just cannot trust Cody Durden. He's often winning until he loses, so I can anticipate him winning maybe the first round against Nyamjargal, but as the fight progresses, I think at some point, Nyamjargal is going to either find the finish or put on so much damage on Durden where he wins a clean decision. So because I can see Nyamjargal winning by all 3 methods, and his money line is a pretty decent price, I'm going with Nyamjargal. 1.56 units on his money line, minus 152. I was tempted to do Nyamjargal inside the distance at plus 150, but this is a flyweight fight. And if you're betting on flyweights to finish a fight, more often than not, that's an unprofitable strategy. Like last week, I thought Chairez Bunez would end inside the distance. And, you know, lower weight classes, fugazi things happen with going inside the distance. So I'm going with Nyamjargal on the money line. I think his only loss is very fraudulent against Carlos Hernandez. I'm pretty sure he should have won that fight. He got a knockdown in rounds 1 and 3. If he lands knockdowns on Durden, he's going to probably knock him out or submit him. So give me Nyamjargal, the alphabet. Next fight we got a wager on is Alberto Montes taking on Ricky Turcios. And in this one, I was hesitant to actually put a full wager on this. You know, Ricky Turcios does fight tricky, all right? Montes hasn't fought in 16 months. That's number 2. But number 3, the biggest thing in this fight is I just can't trust Ricky Turcios straight up. Cannot trust him for 3 rounds to win a straight up clean decision. The only path I see for Ricky Turcios is a sketchy split decision victory. Alberto Montes, I think, can win by all the other methods. KO, I think he has some power. I think Montes can even win a decision. But ultimately, Montez's biggest strength is his submission game, is his front chokes. And if Turcios is shooting some lazy takedowns, Montes is going to eventually find the sub. And I think Montes is going to try to get the sub himself by going for takedowns. So for those reasons, give me Montes by submission. 0.4 units on his sub prop, plus 290. We're being careful with the unit sizings this week because, you know, some of these bets might not even come close. There's a chance that Ricky Turcios doesn't shoot a takedown. This goes to decision. So 0.4 units, I think, is a safe amount on a plus 290 prop. Let's see it happen. Next fight we got a wager on is Donte Johnson taking on Cody Brundage. And my first take on this was Donte Johnson to simply run through Brundage in round 1, winning by round 1 knockout. But the more I look into it, the more I have a certain respect for Cody Brundage. He's not really getting finished in round 1 if you look over his resume. If it ends in round 1, a no contest has occurred. A DQ has occurred. Usually, Brundage is getting finished in round number 2. So for that reason, and the fact that Donte Johnson just got a round 2 submission against Dumas in a similar scenario, I'm going with the long shot. Here we go. Donte Johnson to win in round 2 by specifically submission. Plus 1,900. He literally just did this. 0.2 units on a plus 1,900 for something we literally just saw him do, and he's going against Brundage, and the most likely thing is he's going to knock him out. Well, middleweight Donte Johnson is more of a grappler than we know. So, Donte Johnson, round 2 sub. If round 2 hits, this is going to look very live. Next fight we got a wager on is RoboCop Rodriguez taking on Brunno Ferreira, and I'm not going to bore you with a long breakdown. Yes, I get it. It's a rematch, and rematches don't go often as they did in the first one. RoboCop is the way more skilled fighter. He can employ grappling, takedowns. He's got power, but there's one thing about RoboCop that I don't think will ever change, and it's the fact that he's insanely chinny, and Brunno Ferreira has one-punch knockout power. He just needs to land once to sleep RoboCop. And I'm pretty sure if I was RoboCop, in the back of my head, I'd probably be a little nervous to be fighting someone that literally knocked me out in the first round. And the knockout was, like, clean. He went to sleep. It wasn't like a early stoppage from the ref. Like, he was dead. So, for those reasons, I'm going with Brunno Ferreira. To replicate history, I got a half unit on his KO prop, plus 270. The prediction is round 1 KO, but I wouldn't be shocked to see it happen in round 2. Also, I honestly wouldn't be shocked to see it happen in round 3. If you watch back the Kopylov-RoboCop fight, Kopylov had many opportunities to actually finish RoboCop if he decided to throw, but he was often just staring at RoboCop, not really doing anything. Brunno Ferreira is not going to allow that to happen. Brunno Ferreira is going to move forward, press the action. First fight of the main card. I'm anticipating fireworks. Brunno KO. Next fight we got a wager on is Cody Garbrandt taking on Long Xiao. Now, I made Cody Garbrandt my sheep pick of the week. Too many people are taking Cody Garbrandt in this spot. I get it. Long Xiao is road to the UFC guy, and he's only really fought Asians, and the one time he fought someone that wasn't an Asian was Christian Quinones, and he kind of got dog walked. But Cody Garbrandt doesn't throw with volume. He mainly relies on the counter shot. He's one punch hitter or quitter, in my opinion. I mean, maybe Cody Garbrandt can win the first round, but as the fight goes on, this is going to be Long Xiao's fight to lose. But the wager in this one, outside of that whole breakdown, what I see happening in this one is round 3 starts, and Long Xiao does what Long Xiao does in almost every round 3 I've seen of him. He goes all in. He decides to just put caution to the wind, because he's confident in his chin, and he just starts firing shots. If he does that against Cody Garbrandt in round 3, I'm anticipating one of them to get knocked out. I think Cody Garbrandt can land a knockout in round 3, and I think Long Xiao can land a knockout in round 3. So for those reasons, I got Long Xiao by decision, but the wager, the plus money is speaking to me. I'm going with fight to end in round 3. Plus 700. 0.28 units on that. So if round 3 starts, we're going to be very live for this to hit. I think round 3, we're going to see fireworks happen, and I'm anticipating a finish at plus 700. Next fight we got a wager on is Drew Dober taking on Michael Johnson, and Michael Johnson probably is the superior fighter. Superior striker, he's better at managing the distance, he's better at winning decisions. However, something that I keep seeing about Michael Johnson is he continues to fumble the bag in fights. Fights that he's winning, he gets knocked out in round 2, round 3. Fights that he's winning, he gets submitted in round 2, round 3. He is on a nice little win streak recently, but he's been fighting guys that don't really have knockout power, don't really have the thing that makes Michael Johnson lose. Drew Dober does have knockout power. Drew Dober will have power for all 3 rounds that this fight is occurring. maybe Michael Johnson points his way through the first round. But if round 2 starts and Dober's down a round, he's going to press the action. Michael Johnson is a career bag fumbler. Keep all that in mind because this wager is a long shot prop as well. I'm going with Drew Dober to win this fight by round 2 knockout, plus 750. I got 0.4 units on it. The logic is pretty simple. Michael Johnson fumbles the bag. Drew Dober has power that lasts for 3 rounds. If Drew Dober knows he's down round 1, I think he's going to press it in round 2. That's going to lead to this prop cashing, in my opinion. Next fight we got to wager on is Rob Font taking on Raul Rosas Jr. And in this one, my first read was Rosas Jr. to win by decision. If round 3 starts, I think Rob Font can win the 3rd round on the scorecards. I have $25 on that, plus $300 for Rob Font to win the 3rd round on the scorecards. But the more I think about it, if round 3 doesn't start, I get my money back. So that's number 1. Number 2, Rosas Jr. is going to shoot for infinite takedowns here. Rob Font, we know, has really mid takedown defense. And the people that have been taking down Rob Font aren't really submission threats. Gene Matsumoto, not really a submission threat. Corey Sandhagen, not really a submission threat. And Kyler Phillips, not really a submission threat. Rosas is a submission threat. So once this fight gets to the ground, Rosas is going to be very live to submit this guy. The guy's, 17 years younger than Rob Font? This is literally a setup for Rosas to win by submission. I'm going with 0.48 units on Rosas Jr. to win by sub, plus 420. I think that price tag is quite insane. Usually Rosas sub props are like plus 200. Now it's plus 420 against a guy that we know he's going to be able to take down. I got 0.48 units on it. Wouldn't be shocked to see Rosas win a 29-28 decision. I would win my Rob Font round 3 spread bet if that were to happen. But listen, I think Rosas Jr. showing shades to his game. I think this is a perfect fight for him to find this sub, plus 420. Next fight we got to wager on is Caio Borralho taking on Reinier De Ridder. And in this one, I just think the price tag for Reinier is insane. Minus 300 for Caio Borralho. If you're parlaying that, I think that's kind of insane. All right, the guy has really no finishing potential. His most recent fights have all gone to decision. I know he knocked out Paul Craig, but who doesn't knock out Paul Craig? Let's be honest, okay? Caio Borralho throws 1 more significant strike per minute than Reinier De Ridder. This is going to be a staring contest for 15 minutes, and it's going to be interrupted by clinches from Reinier. It's going to be interrupted by takedown attempts from Reinier, knees from Reinier. Caio Borralho maybe lands like a big 1-2 every now and then. Maybe he lands a big head kick, but he doesn't throw with volume. He doesn't throw in combination often. Reinier De Ridder, I think, can win the minutes of this fight if he activates the clinch, gets the takedowns. I think he's well rested after that Brendan Allen travesty. I'm not putting too much stock into that Brendan Allen fight. The guy went 5 hard rounds with Robert Whitaker and was just fine. So in a 3-rounder against Caio Borralho, the price tag is insane. I got 2 wagers here. I'm going with Reinier De Ridder. 1 unit on his plus 3.5 spread at plus 100. I think that slaps. He just needs to win a round. And a half unit on his money line, plus 235. I just think there's insane recency bias baked into these betting lines. I think there's value on Reinier. I will be completely roasted by the internet if Reinier De Ridder actually gets knocked out. If Caio wins like 29-28, it is what it is. But if he gets knocked out, like a lot of people are saying, let's just say I made a lot of takes this week on Reinier that I'm going to probably regret. And we do have 1 parlay with the only fights we haven't discussed so far on the card. The first leg is going to be Luke Fernandez as he takes on Rodolfo Bellato. I think he's just going to run through Rodolfo, to be honest. He's got power in his hands. Rodolfo, his chin is made of glass at this point. He's very wobbly. He gets rocked. He does have heart. I will say that. Like, even when he gets rocked and wobbled, sometimes he comes from behind and wins the fight. But Luke Fernandez, this seems like a setup fight. I think he's just going to run through Rodolfo. Minus 225, I think it's pretty good odds. And we're parlaying him with the main event, Max Holloway. Money line. Minus 215 from Max Holloway. You parlay these two together. Plus 112. I have 1 unit on this. It's the first fight of the night, parlayed all the way with the last fight of the night. So heading into the main event, hopefully I have Max at plus 112 odds. And at that point, I'll like it. And the FINZ Hammerlock, my weekly most confident underdog take of the card. We do have a couple underdogs straight up picked on this card. We got Drew Dober. That's interesting. We got Brunno Ferreira. That's also interesting. But one underdog that I'm pretty confident in his money line to hit. The most confident one, it's not Reinier De Ridder. I'm going with Diyar Nurgozhay. Plus 164. I think he keeps it standing, and it's not going to look close if it's standing against Rafael Tobias. So I think there's value on this dog pick. Let's make it 3 weeks in a row, cashing my underdog pick of the week with Diyar. And in honor of the pay-per-view, I have a FINZ cycle for you. 1 submission prop, 1 KO prop, 1 decision prop. Shout out Matty Betts for founding this. Let's get into it. First leg is going to be Diyar Nurgozhay to win by knockout. I do think he has some decision upside if he were to just play it safe for 3 rounds. But Diyar, 2-fight losing streak in the UFC, back against the wall. He's fighting someone that doesn't have good striking. I think he's going to land a big shot. We're also going with Sumudaerji by decision, plus 130. I mean, I don't think he knocks out Aguilar. He's minus 250 on the money line. Most likely way to win is decision. That probably occurs, so I like that one as well. And we're going to end it off with Raul Rosas Jr. by submission, plus 420. If a fight hits the ground as often as we are all anticipating, Rosas Jr. is going to have a lot of time to cash this prop. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments who your favorite underdog of the card is. And yeah, let's make some money this weekend and have a great rest of your day, you savages.